Okay, good day everyone. Yes, I'm excited to be in the class today. I want to believe that we had an awesome day. All right. Okay, so the last time we looked at set theory, and we also solved some questions on them. Right. So today we are going to be looking at some questions under indices, set theory, and logarithms. So now before we swing into the action, I would want you to invite your friends. So let them know that the class has started. All right. So quickly share this link with someone and let them know the class has started. And while you are doing that, I want you to get your writing materials ready, your pen and your book, because today we are still going to do one or two exercises. All right. Today's class is going to be an interactive one, and it's going to be a fun. It's going to be a fun. All right. So let everybody get set. So please invite your friends. Let them know the class have started. Okay, so let's see people that are around. Okay, I think we have a good number of people here now. All right. Okay, so today we are going to be starting with indices. Indices. And you are expected to understand some laws of indices, which will help us to be able to solve one or two problems. So now let us pick the first question we have here. So now we have to simplify 2 raised to the power of 2x raised to the power of 3 times 3 raised to the power of 3x raised to the power of 2, everything all over 6 raised to the power of 6x. Okay, so this is the first question we are going to solve. All right. Yes, before we swing into action, please, I will want you to invite your friends. Okay. All right. So I can see 5 people here. Please just share this video with your friends. Let them know the class has started. All right. So if you are present, let me see your thumb. Let me see your thumb. Okay. Now let me see your thumb. And also, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, endeavor you do that. All right. Okay. So now let's look at the problem we have here. So we have to simplify this. What we have here is an indicial expression. So we are going to simplify this. So now look at what we have here. Look at the numerator. We are going to be applying this law of indices. Whenever you have x raised to the power of m raised to the power of n, the result is going to be x raised to the power of m times n. So this is the law we are going to be applying here. All right. So now let's apply that. So we multiply the powers together. So now this turns to 2 raised to the power of 2x times 3. Okay, so when you multiply, you have 6x. Hope you get that. So now times 3 raised to the power of, now this we multiply this, you have 6x. Okay, so now everything divided by 6 raised to the power of 6x. Okay, can you see what we have here? Fine. Now, the next thing is to look at the this step carefully. Now, there's something unique to this expression. You will observe now that the powers are the same thing. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to factor out the power. Okay, so if you do that, now you are going to be having 2 times 3 over 6 raised to the power of 6 raised to the power of x. Can you see that? So that is what you are going to be having. All right. So now let's simplify this. So this is going to be 2 times 3, that is 6. 6 over 6. That is raised to the power of 6x. All right. So, and you have 1 raised to the power of 6x. So the answer is going to be 1. So that is the answer to this problem. All right. Okay, so let's see. How do we award marks to this question? Now, the first thing is for applying this law of indices, we have a method mark 1 for that. Okay. Now, for also bringing out 6 raised to the power of x, there's another method mark for that. And for also getting the answer, yes. So the answer is 1. So that is going to be the solution to that problem. All right. So I want to believe you got the explanation. So we are moving to the next question immediately. Now let's look at the second question. Okay, if you are just joining the class, we are solving, or we are simplifying indicial expression. So that's going to be the first one for today. Now let's look at the second one. We have 16 raised to the power of 3 over 4 minus 8 raised to the power of 1 over 3 all over 2 raised to the power of 2 times 3. Okay, so now look at this question. So how do you solve this problem? All right, now what comes to mind is the laws of indices. I'm going to apply here. So now let me show you the law we are going to apply, because we need to simplify this. Okay, so now whenever you have x raised to the power of m raised to the power of n, now you have m times n. So that is what I'm going to apply here and here. Okay, so now can we do that now? All right, so before I apply this law, let me express this 16 in index form. Now 16 is the same thing as 2 raised to the power of 4. Now we have a power of 3 over 4 minus 8 is the same thing as 2 raised to the power of 3. Okay, you know why? Because 2 times 2 times 2 in 3 places is going to give you 8. So you have 1 over 3. Everything all over 2 raised to the power of 2 times 3. Okay, so now we are applying the law. So you use this to multiply this. Use this to multiply this. Now you see, when you multiply whole number with a fraction, now the whole number goes to the numerator. And of course, now this 4 will cancel this 4. So you'll be having 2 raised to the power of 3. Okay, minus. Now when you use this to multiply this, now this will cancel this. So you have 2 raised to the power of 1, which is also the same thing as 2. Okay, so divided by 2 raised to the power of 2 times 3. All right, now 2 raised to the power of 3 is the same thing as 8. 2 times 2, 4. 4 times 2, 8. So that gives us what? 8 minus 2. Okay, over, now this is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. That is 4 times 3. Now let's see, what do we have? So when you say 8 minus 2, you have what? You have 6. So you have 6 over, now 4 times 3 is 12. So you have 12. So now you can simplify now. 4 goes here, 1. 6 goes here, sorry, 1. And 6 goes here is 2. So the answer is 1 over 2. So that is going to be the answer to that problem. Okay, so how do we award marks to this? Now you have expressed this in index form, and you have also applied law of indices, a law of indices. So you have M1 for this. Okay, now for simplifying it down to this level, there is another method mark 1 for this, and for getting this answer we have A1. So that is 3 marks. 3 marks for that question. All right, hope you are learning 1 or 2 things. Please, I want to believe we're already sharing this video with our friends. Okay, good. That's very good. Now let's move down to the next one, the third one. Now let's move to the third one. So what do we have there? We have 3 times 2 raised to the power of x minus 3 equals to 384. Okay, now I'm going to solve this problem. I want to see what we are going to do. So now get your biro and make an attempt. Try and simplify this. Let's see what you are going to have. So I'm giving you this one. I've done 2 for you. So you do the third one and let's see what you're going to have as your answer. Okay, get your biro and your book and solve. And drop your answer in the comment section. Let me see your answer to that problem. Okay, I'm still waiting for answers. Okay, I've not seen anybody dropping. Okay, you are working. Let me give you 1 more minute to give answer to this problem. Okay, somebody dropped an answer. Okay, okay, you are asking a question. Please solve the problem and let's see what you have. Yes, I'm not seeing any answer yet. Okay, because we don't really have much time. So I'm not seeing anybody dropping any answer here. Okay, now let's go through the question together. I'm going to give you another one. Probably that question seems difficult for some of us. So now let's try and do this together. Now we have 3 times 2 raised to the power of x minus 3 equals to 384. So how do you do this? Now, this is the unknown I'm looking for. Now, the first thing to do here is to divide both sides by 3. Okay, the coefficient of what you are looking for. So you divide both sides by 3. So now let's divide this by 3 and this by 3. So 3 will cancel 3. So at the left hand side we have 2 raised to the power of x minus 3. Okay. So now the next thing now is 3 goes here 1. So we are going to be doing it step by step so that we're going to carry everybody along. Right? So now 3 goes here 1. 3 goes in 3 is 1. So we write 1. 3 goes in 8 is 2. Okay, you write 2. So you are left with 2. So you put that 2 in front of 4. That is 24. So how many 3 are you going to see there? That is going to be what? That's going to be 8. Okay. All right. So I've helped you now. So from here, can you continue? Let me see if we have an answer. Okay. Okay, somebody is giving 128. So from here, you see, now I want you to try. Okay, somebody have given an answer that x equals to 8. Now let's wait for more answers. So I've solved the question halfway. Let's see those that are going to give us the correct answer. So Huber 128. So it can't be 128. It can't be 128. Okay. So let's try that and see what do we have. All right. Is anybody giving us the answer? Yes, I can see x equals to 9. All right. X equals to 67. X equals to 10. X equals to 10. Do you have anybody that have gotten the answer? Okay. I can see Uber here. X is 19. Okay, let's wait for just 2 answers and we do it together. Okay, is anybody dropping answer here? All right, anybody? Okay, all right, now let's verify. Now, some of us have dropped several answers. Some people said it's 12. 12, we have 19, we have 18. Now let's see which one is the correct answer. Now the first thing to do here is to express this number in index form. So now let's say the right hand side is 2 raised to the power of x minus 3. Okay, now let's see how do we express this. Now it must be a multiple of 2 because this is a multiple of 2. So it should be 2 raised to the power of something. All right, because we want to express this one such that it's going to have the same base with this. So now we begin to look at it now. How many 2 are we going to multiply together that will give us 128? So I think that's going to be 7. So now let us confirm to be sure now that it's going to be 2 raised to the power of 7. Now let's look at it. 2 times 2, that is 4. 4 times 2, 8. 8 times 2, 16. 16 times 2, 32. 32 times 2, 64. 64 times 2, 128. You can see that is 7. So we have 2 raised to the power of 7. Okay? So now here you can see the bases are equal. So you can equate the powers. So we have x minus 3 equals to 7. And then you move this one to this side. So you have x equals to 7 plus 3. So therefore, x equals to 10. You can see that's pretty simple. All right. Okay. So that is it. I'm still going to give you your own. It's a very simple question. I want to believe everybody got that. So, and I told you, if I give you a question and you're not able to get it, don't be discouraged. So that you are just in the process of knowing it. So don't be discouraged. All right. So now, how do we award marks? Right now, for simplifying this, these have been simplified to this. There will be a method mark for that. Okay. For expressing this in index form, there's a method mark, this number in index form. Okay. For equating the powers, another method mark. And for getting the answer, we have another mark, A1. So that is 4 marks. 4 marks. Okay, so that is the solution to that problem. So I want you to appreciate me. I think only one person got 10, if I'm not mistaken. So I think you need to applaud me for that. Okay, so let us see. Let's see. I want to give you one before we move down to indicial equation. So let me give you one. I want us to try this together and let's see. I told you today's class is going to be interactive. It's going to be interactive. All right, now let's look at this question. Let's look at this question. Let's see what we have. So this is 5 raised to the power of x times 5 raised to the power of okay, let me check very well. 5 raised to the power of x minus 1 over 125, 125 is of x plus 1. Okay, so now that is the question. So yes, let's simplify this. Simplify what we have on the board and let me have your answer. So I need to know the first person that is going to get the correct answer. Okay, so that is the question. 5 raised to the power of x times 5 raised to the power of x minus 1 all over 125 raised to the power of x plus 1. Now let's quickly do this and drop your answer in the comment section. Don't forget I told you, get your writing material, your biro and your book and start solving. Okay? So, and while you are doing that, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please kindly do that. Subscribe and also remember to give a thumb. Okay? So let's wait for answers. Simplification. Simplify 5 raised to the power of x times 5 raised to the power of x minus 1 all over 125 raised to the power of x plus 1. Okay. All right. Somebody have given an answer. X equals to 0. Okay, I'm seeing another answer. Shutayo, x equals to 4. Okay. Balogun Femi, 5 raised to power of minus 4x plus 2. Yes, I got your answer. Okay. Now I can see another one. Opayemi, x equals to minus 2. So another person, x equals to 2. All right, so I need 2 more answers before we solve it together. Okay, so please drop your answer. Anike, I'm waiting for your answer. Okay, Aisha, x equals to 2. Okay, I can see 5 raised to the power of minus x minus 4. That is Uber. Okay. Balogun, we have 5 all over x plus 4. Without x equals to 0. Okay. Good. We all tried for making an attempt. That's a very good one. So let us solve the problem together. And don't forget, if we end up not getting your answer, don't be discouraged, right? So that is one of the challenges we see in mathematics. We don't get answers all the time. There are sometimes you have some difficult questions. So you just have to be patient and solve over and over so you get it. So that is it. All right, now let's look at this. Now the first thing I'm going to do now is to apply this law for the numerator. When we have x raised to the power of m times x raised to the power of n, the result is x raised to the power of m plus n. So that is what we have for that. So now I'm going to be applying that to the numerator. So where 5 is x is n in this case, and x minus 1 is n, right? So now let's do that. So this expression comes to 5 raised to the power of x plus, I'm adding it with this, x minus 1 all over 125. You see, what I'm going to do now, I will not just write 125. I'm going to express 125 in index form. So what is going to be the index form of 125? That's supposed to be a multiple of 5. So 5 times 5 times 5. So that gives you 125. That's 5 raised to the power of 3. So you can write this as 5 raised to the power of 3. Okay, so we already have a power here, which is x plus 1. Now, can we all see that? All right, so now let us simplify the power here. Now, x plus x, that is 2x minus 1 over, now we have 5 raised to the power of 3 times x plus 1. So let's use 3 to multiply this. We have 3x, 3 times 1, you have plus 3. Okay, so now that's what we have there. Now let's move on. Okay, so now I'm going to be applying this law of indices. X raised to the power of m divided by x raised to the power of n equals to x raised to the power of m minus n. Okay, so that is what we have. So now look at this. This is your x and this is your n. This is x and this is your n. All right, so we just subtract this from this. So you have, now this turns to 5 raised to the power of your m, that is 2 raised to the power of x minus 1 minus, now look at your n, minus n. So you have 3x plus 3. Can you see that now? This is n and this is n. So we are subtracting. Why are we subtracting? Because we are dividing. So now, so we now have 5 raised to the power of, now let's open this bracket. 2x minus 1 minus 3x minus 3. So you open the bracket with minus. Minus times 3x, you have this. Minus times plus 3, you have minus 3. Okay, so you have 5 raised to the power of 2x minus 3x minus 1 minus 3. Okay, I just try and collect the like terms. Okay, so now you have 2x minus 3. So what would that one give you? That's going to be minus x. So we have 5 raised to the power of minus x. And what do we have here? Minus 1 minus 3. That gives you minus 4. So now this is going to be the answer to the problem. All right, so I can see several answers. Now, there are some answers that we have there that is not allowed. Now, you are given an expression. What you can do to an expression is to simplify it. What do we mean by simplification? To make it smaller. You understand? You break it down. Now, it's different from when you are asked to solve. We solve equation, right? This is an expression. we simplify expression. And what do we do to equations? We solve equation. So another word for solving equation is we find the unknown of the equation. So those of you that have x equals to 4, x equals to 2, that is not correct because we are not given an equation. So you must not be looking for unknown. You are not asked to look for the unknown. So let's take note of that. We should be able to differentiate between an equation and expression. So there are two different things. All right. So now we are simplifying. Now, so now let's see how do we award mark to this. Now, law of indices have been applied here. So we award M1 for this. Okay. Now this is simplified, but law of indices has been applied here as well. So we have M1 for this. Okay. So the next thing is that this thing has been tidied up to this level. So you award another accuracy mark. So that gives you 3 marks all together. So that is the solution to that problem. All right. So those of you that got this, so I want you to clap for yourself. And if you do not get it, let's encourage those people that got it. Let's clap for them. All right. So now we are moving to another set of questions on the indices. All right. So this one now is going to be on indicial equation. So this is going to be under indicial equation. So now the first one, we have 9 raised to the power of x, 2x plus 1, 2x plus 1 equals to 81 raised to the power of x plus 2. 3 raised to the power of x. So solve for x. So this is the first one. And the second one is this. X minus 2. Okay. This should be x minus 2. All right, now let's get it right. Okay, so now these are the two questions that we have under indicial equation. All right, so you can see this question now. We are asked to find the unknown. So this is an equation. You can see we are equating two parameters together. So now let's look at the first one. We have 9 raised to the power of 2x plus 1 equals to 81 raised to the power of x minus 2 over 3 raised to the power of x. Now, how are you going to do this? The first thing to do is to cross multiply. Now let's cross multiply. Now we have 9 raised to the power of 2x plus 1 times 3 raised to the power of x equals to 81 raised to the power of x minus 2. Hope you can see that. All right. So now the next thing is to express all these numbers here as a base of 3. So this is a multiple of 3. 9 is the same thing as 3 times 3. So this is the multiple of 3. Now it's the same thing as 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. That is 3 raised to the power of 4. Okay, now can we quickly do that? So now this turns to 3 raised to the power of 2 times what we have at the top. That is 2x plus 1. Okay, so now times 3 raised to the power of x equals to, now look at what we have here, 81. That is 3 raised to the power of 4. 3 raised to the power of 4 times x minus 2. Okay, hope you get that. Now, what's the next thing to do? The next thing to do is to apply this law here. Whenever you have x raised to the power of m times x raised to the power of n, you have x raised to the power of m plus n. Okay, when multiplying and the base is the same thing, now what do? You add the powers together. That's what we're going to do today. All right, so now let's do that. So now this turns to 3 raised to the power of 2 times 2x plus 1 plus x equals to 3 raised to the power of 4 x minus 2. Okay, hope you get that. All right, so now you look at this. The base is the same thing. Once the base is the same thing, the powers too must also be the same thing. So in this case, you equate the powers. So we have 2 times 2x plus 1 plus x equals to 4 times x minus 2. Okay, can you see that? Now let us tidy up this. Let's open the bracket. So we have 2 times 4x, we have 4x. 2 times 1, you have plus 2 plus x equals to 4 times x, that's 4x. And 4 times minus 2, that gives you minus 8. Okay, now can we collect the like terms here? So you have 4x minus 4x plus x equals to minus 8. Now this moves to this side, we have minus 2. All right? So now let's see. This will cancel this because this plus 4 minus 4, that is 0. So you are left with x equals to minus 10. So this is the answer to that problem. Okay, so how do we award marks to this? Now the first thing is for applying law of indices here, because now these have been expressed in index form. So you award M1 here. Okay, for equating we award another M1. All right, there should be a mark for this because law of indices have been applied for adding this and this together. So you have M1 here, okay? And for getting this answer, we have A1. So altogether, we have 4 marks to that question. All right, I want to believe you are learning 1 or 2 things. Okay, now let's look at this second one. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes to just make an attempt and see if you can lay your hands on this question. Let me see what you can do. Let's see what you can do. So now try and solve this second one. Let me have your answer in the comment section. Right. So while we are doing that, if you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe, share this video with your friends, and also you should tap the like button. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's see what we have. Okay. Okay. Somebody have gotten an answer. X is 10. X is 10. You can see X is 10. Okay. Let's wait for others. Okay, I'm waiting for your answer. You just have less than a minute. Okay, is anybody dropping answer to that? Yes. Okay. I'm not saying answer now because of our time. We need to move very fast. Okay, so now let's solve the problem together. All right. And if you get the answer while solving, you can drop your answer. I will check. I will see what you have there. Okay. Now let's look at this question. Now you have to solve for x. Now look at this. Don't be tempted to just jump and start using laws of indices on this. Now, you cannot apply law of multiplication here. So um, now what you're going to do now is we are going to split this. We are going to be applying this law whenever you have x raised to the power of m times x raised to the power of n. So now you have x raised to the power of m plus n. So that is the law we are going to be applying. So in this case now, our n is x. Our n is 1. All right. So now you just like you want to reverse this back to this. So now this one here we turn to 5 raised to the power of x times 5 raised to the power of 1. You get that? So plus 5 raised to the power of x equals to 150. So that's what we have. All right. So now the next thing is just to make an assumption. You can say let 5 raised to the power of x Okay. Yes. So this is how we are going to award the marks. So you have this, 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 and this. So what is the total marks? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 marks. All right. So that is good. Okay. So um, I want to believe you can all hear me now. Okay. All right. Okay. Probably maybe I need to do a recap on this. Now let me quickly go through it again. Yes, what I said earlier was this question, you need to understand the pattern of this question so that whenever you see this type of question, you know the approach. Now, look at it. Now, you have applied law of indices here. So, these have been splitted, all right? There's a method mark for that, okay, for splitting it, right? Now, the next thing now is for adding. You must have added to get a 6p. So there's another method mark for that. And for getting the value of p to be a, you have an accuracy mark of 1. So the next thing now is to make sure that the base are the same thing. So as you can see now, 5 is equals to 5. So you have to equate the powers. So x equals to 2. So that is how we arrived at the answer. So I want to believe you already got the explanation to that. So now quickly, now let us look at this question on the logarithm. I promise we are going to look at a problem on the logarithm. So now everybody should get four-figure table ready because we are going to be making use of our four-figure table. So let's get our four-figure table ready. Evaluate 24.85 times 82.47, okay, divided by 209.3, okay, 209.3. Okay, so now let's solve this problem together. Let's see how we're going to do that. Now, let's see. You are expected to evaluate this without using calculator. How do we go about it? Now, the first thing is to draw your table, your number log. So, now what we want to do now is this expression we have here, we want to evaluate it in the logarithmic side. And after getting the answer, we convert it back to number. Alright, so that is what we are going to do now. So now let us look at the numerator. We have 24.85 times 82.47. Okay, so this is what we want to do now. Okay, so now the first thing now is to get the characteristics of this number. So now I'm not going to do that for you. So can you tell me the characteristic of 24.85? Okay, I expect the answer to roll in now. Characteristic of 24.85. So what's going to be the characteristic? Okay, yes, I'm seeing 1. Okay, all right, I can see Balogun, I can see Abosede, I can see okay. Yes, okay, yes. We're on the same page now. I can see we are together. So everybody has gotten it, because I explained the last time that the characteristic is going to be the number of times we are going to move this point to make it to be in standard form. Now, so that's going to be 1. So that will be 1 point. Okay, so you check 24 under 8. 24 under 8, under number of logarithms. So logarithms of number, sorry. You check 24 under 8, logarithms of number, and add difference 5. Now do that and let me have your answer. So I want you to do that. Check your 4-figure table. Yes. Okay, some people have done that. Okay, I can see 3954. Okay, so if I can see a lot of answer coming in. All right, so now if you do it correctly, so this is what we're supposed to have. We have 3954. 3954. Okay, that's good. Those of you that got that, 3954. So that's very good. Now the second number, the characteristic will be what? 1. Right? So now don't forget, this multiplication will turn to plus. So you have the plus here. Characteristic is what? 1. Okay, so now you check 82 under 4, add difference 7. So can we check that and drop our answer? Now let's do that. Okay, let me see what we have. 82 under 4, difference 7. You had difference 7. So I can see 9163, 9163, 9163, 9163, 9163. Okay. Now this is 3954. Okay. I think that's the answer to the previous one. So 9163, 9163. Okay, good. 9163. Okay, so that's the correct one. So 9163. All right, so we had what we have here. Now let's add 7 plus 4 plus 3, that's 7. Okay, 5 plus 6, that is 11. So you have 1. So 9 plus 1 plus 1, that's 11. You have 1. So 3 plus 9 plus 1, that is 13. Okay, so you have 1. So 1 plus 1 plus 1, that is 3. Okay, now what we have here now is for the numerator. That's for the numerator. Can we do for the denominator? So denominator we have 209.3. Now can you tell me what's the characteristic of this number? Okay, let's do that. Yes, what's the characteristic of that number? Anybody? Yes, I can see. Yes, Abosede is dropping. Yes, I expect everybody to drop answers. Okay, so Tosin, I can see that. Yes, we have 2. Okay. Yes, yes. Okay, so that is the characteristic. So the characteristic is 2. So now, the characteristic is 2. Don't forget we are dividing. So we put -2 here. Okay, the characteristic, because the number of times I'm going to move this point to make this number to be in standard form is going to be 2. 1, 2. All right, so the characteristic is 2. So now you check 20 under 9, add difference 3. Okay, let's quickly do that. Check that on your 4-figure table. 20 under 9 add difference 3. 20 under 9 add difference 3. So what do you have? 20 under 9 add difference 3. What do you have? So I can see 3207, 3207. Okay. 32. I can see 3208, 3207. I'm seeing 3117. I can see 3207. Okay, now I think we are good to go. So now, if you have 3207, so that means you are correct. 3207. Now, that is good. Okay, so now, this is the denominator and this is the numerator. So you are going to subtract this from this. So now let's bring it out this way. We have 3.3117 minus 2.3207. Okay, now let's subtract. Now. So 7 minus 7, that's 0. 1 minus 0, 1. 1, now you have to borrow 1 from here. That's 11 minus 2. That gives you 9. Okay, so you have to borrow 1 again. This is 2. So that's 12. 12 minus 3, that's 9.2. We are left with 2 here. 2 minus 2, that is 0. So now, let's find the antilog of 0.9910. So now, let's take this one. 0.99 under 1. 0.99 under 1. Let's see what do we have. The anti-logarithm tables. So don't check logarithm again. We want to convert what we have here back to number using our anti-logarithm table. So now check 0.99 under 1. So and drop your answer. Let me see what you have. .99 under 1. So what do you have? .99 under 1. What do you have? Okay, I can see 9795, 9795, 9772, 9795, 9792, Mutiatum. Okay, I can see Lekon. Okay, 9795. Yes. Patricia 9910. Okay. Omolola, I can see 9795. Oh, Adenike, I can see 9795. Alright, Bamidele 3207. Alright, 9795, 9795. Okay, as antilog, 9795 is going to be the correct answer. 9795. So if you check your 4-figure table, so this is what we're going to have. 9795. So those of you that got the answer, now clap for yourself. If you miss the answer, encourage those people that got the answer. Alright, your time is coming when you're going to get yours. Alright, so let's applaud them. So that's a very good one. Alright, okay, now let's look at this. So now we need to put points somewhere here. So how do we know where to put the points? Now you add 1 to the integer we have here. Alright, don't forget, logarithmic value have 2 parts. It has 2 parts. We have the mantissa, which is the decimal part, and is always positive, and the integer. So this is the integer part. Okay, so now let's see, you add 1 to this integer. So you have 1. 1 plus 0 is 1. So you count 1 digit from the front here. So and you put points. So now you count 1 digit, that's 9, and put a point here. So that is going to be the answer to that problem. So that's 9.795. Okay, so that is going to be the answer to the problem. So I want to believe you've learned one or two things today. Honestly, I'm so excited that a lot of us participated meaningfully. So that is very good. So if you did not watch the last class on set theory, so endeavor you check online. So you are going to see the live, the replay of the class. So make sure you go through the class. So now we are done with logarithm now. So I promise we are going to move down um, to to set theory, but there's no time, so we're expected to use like an hour. All right, so I'm going to do more question under set theory in the next class. So I'm so happy that every one of us participated. All right, so and I want you to drop your thoughts about this class. All right, so thank you so much for watching, and don't forget, I want you to drop where you are watching from. Now let me know where you're watching from, which country and which states. All right, so till next time when we meet, bye bye.